50 715 815.
51551 text. Laura, good afternoon.
Hi Joe, how are you?
You contacted us to say because you've found yourself homeless for, 16 weeks now, yourself, your husband and your baby.
Yeah.
What happened?
We were in private rented accommodation. My husband was offered 3 days work a week. And obviously in this day and age he jumped at the chance we'd both been working and we were let go like literally before we got married a few months beforehand, a year and a half ago. So he took the 3 days work, but we lost some of our rent allowance and we just weren't able to keep up with the rent. So we were forced to move out of the house. We approached their local council to see what they could do for us, and we were told they couldn't help us at all. They told us we'd have to go into a hospital, which we weren't happy about. Like, Millie's only 7 months old, like, so his parents just said they would take us in, and we've been fighting ever since with them, like trying to get them to help us. And for the last 4 weeks, we've been living in a hostel, the three of us.
And because your husband got a job, he went above a certain income limit and he lost a rent allowance, and it was your rent allowance that was paying or helping to pay for your accommodation. Yeah.
And now, like, the fact that he works the 3 days and it's not a definite job, it was just he was offered the 3 days and he took it. And the fact that we are married, the council just aren't entertaining us at all.
Who's paying for the hostel, Laura?
We pay €12 a week, and the council pay the remainder to the hostel itself. And
can you tell me a little bit about the hostel?
It's clean. It's one room. You obviously share the toilet and the kitchen with whoever else is in the hostel at the time. The room we have is a larger room. It's 3 sets of bunk beds. And that's it. There's a television room downstairs if you wanted to look at telly or whatever. But
do you have a bathroom to yourselves?
No, we share. You share all facilities in it. The only thing you have to yourself is the bedroom, and that's where we are.
Where do you bath, Millie?
We have to go to people's houses, and
because that's one of the most enjoyable activities for young children and their parents, actually have a bit of fun as you're washing them and cleaning them and then dressing them in their new clothes or whatever. So you can't even bath your baby?
No, we have to rely on the generosity of others to let us in to wash her and wash ourselves if we need to.
So you're basically, you've been caught in a trap.
Yeah.
In that sense, a poverty trap, in the sense you're 26, your husband's 27, Millie is 7 months old. I presume neither of the two of you parents ever saw the prospect of you being homeless.
No, and it's the worst thing in the world to think that you can't provide for your own child. Like, it's dire, and the fact that we are just being ignored is horrible. Horrible now. And we don't know what to do anymore. We're getting nowhere. We've been fighting for 16 weeks. We're told that there isn't actually a housing officer. We haven't spoke to anyone in 16 weeks in the council regarding this. We're going through a local councillor and he's trying to fight for us, but nobody from the council has approached us. He spoke to a gentleman higher in the council 2 weeks ago, and up until that he didn't even know we were living in a hostel. So, I don't know, like, we're just being forgotten.
Are there idle ghost estates, to use that awful phrase, in your area?
Yeah. We walk around and we're looking at houses that are just idle, boarded up, weeks on end. There was a house from James' parents, literally 5 doors away. The amount of time we sat in his mother's, it was idle. It had been idle for 6 months before that. There's 5 alone on another estate, and then various other ones scattered around to other different places. And we're left told that no, there's no vacancies. Nothing they can do for us.
Are you on a waiting list, a housing list as we call it?
Yeah, they say we're on it. They won't tell us where we're on it, how long we're looking to wait. We won't. They do a RAS scheme, a rented scheme. We didn't qualify for that because we left the rented accommodations. We were 2 weeks short, so we couldn't be considered for that. The various things have been said to us. You know, squatters' rights being one. Another was me and my husband are to separate and I'd be housed straight away. But he couldn't be seen to be coming in or out of the house.
Who suggested those things?
They came from the council.
Okay, well, that's but the squatter, going to squat in one of the ghost houses wasn't suggested by the council, obviously.
It came from another councillor.
No, well, okay, right.
And the last option, when we were refused, it was coming from the councillor fighting for us. You know, every week it was, oh, we'll talk about it Monday. Come Monday, no, it'll be Friday. This went on from when we first moved in. And the last straw came 4 weeks ago, the Monday. The council was told no, we weren't being housed at all. And what came from the council was, if we couldn't continue to live in Jen's parents' house with them, we were to get a caravan and live in the garden. And that was the end. And then we didn't have any other choice but to go to the hospital. And that's where we have been ever since, and still have not spoken to anyone. And
what's your daily routine there, Laura?
We get up in the morning, Millie just can't settle in it. We either have to rock her to sleep, or she'll have to sleep in the bed with me. She just doesn't settle, so we get up in the morning, we have to get her bottle ready, get her breakfast, and if like one of Jen's family, you know, is willing to have us down for the day, we get ready, pack up all our stuff and go there for the day and wash her, whatever, have a bit of dinner or lunch, then we have to go up in the evening and we go for a walk around to get Millie asleep, and it's back up and into the room.
And where are your clothes and the baby's clothes? And
we have 2 suitcases in the room, and all our other stuff are in Jen's parents' house. Yeah. They're filling their kitchen, the hallway, 2 sheds in the garden, and the bedroom we were living in. And that's it. That's all we have.
And your own family? Are you from a big family, Laura? Or?
No, I'm an only child. I lost my ma to cancer 4 years ago.
Okay. She's obviously a very young woman, because you're very young.
Yeah, she was 52.
Oh God.
So
51551. Let me bring in Councillor Jimmy O'Shaughnessy. He's the Labour Party employee contact. Jimmy, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Joe.
You know of Laura's predicament.
Oh God, Joe, I do indeed. I've been fighting their case, I think, for the last 17 or 18 weeks since they first came to me. It's a very sad situation, Joe, to be very honest about it. And I think they deserve a better chance than they're getting, both from Wicklow County Council and everybody else.
Jimmy, is there many people in Laura's and their husbands, James, and Millie, indeed, their predicament, that they end up, the 2 of them were unemployed just before they got made unemployed, like so many people tragically have been in this country just before they got married. They got rent allowance, which you were entitled to. Then Jimmy got a bit of work. He took it, rightly so, but he loses the rent allowance and then finds himself in this poverty trap.
Yeah, well, that's the situation, unfortunately, Declan, or Joe, that exists in this country at the moment, and they're caught in that trap. It would seem to be that if you know, and the Jemison family themselves, they wanted to go out and do a bit of work and live right and proper like everyone else, but because of the situation that has existed in this country of ours, if they go out and do the bit of work, then the rent is taken away from them, and they're caught in this trap. That's the situation.
Is there many on the housing list in Wicklow?
There's about 2,500, and it's growing, I would say, by the day. And the situation is some people that are on about 5 years on the house in this, while there'll be others about 17 or 18 months, like the family you're talking to there, you know.
And is there any building of local authority housing going on in